Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Academy
Embedded.
Here with Professor Mateo. What's up, brother? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
So, Professor Mateo was my original co-host with Mateo and Hector. Oh, Coffee with Hector and Mateo.
Yeah, it's been so long, I actually forgot the title. But yeah, something like that. Coffee with Hector Mateo.
It was like we said it was Portals that was our sponsor. So I think now we'll be shifting it over. Who's our sponsor? We gotta have a sponsor for this. Maybe there's sriracha in here. Yeah, we're drinking sriracha. This episode is brought to you by sriracha. We'll clear that with the legal department later.
That's right. Yeah, we'll get it figured out soon.
But anyways, man, how you been?
I'm good, man. Just you've been keeping me busy.
Yeah,
so,
we've been training a lot, teaching a lot. So right now you've been teaching a lot. Just started teaching some more classes over here at Academy Downtown Downey. Mm-hmm. What's that like?
Man, I mean, so far it's been great. Just as I expected. Longer class period, so more study time per subject that we're covering, whatever material we're going over. A lot more in depth, a lot more in detail. I've been doing a lot of studying myself since I haven't been training due to injuries. So why not just be watching videos? So because of that, it's been helping my game grow a lot, and just trying to expand that knowledge towards my students, because right now that's like my main learning source.
That's what I've actually seen. Every time I walk up on you, it's like you're watching some videos, some Danaher. You like watching Danaher videos.
Yeah.
Who's probably your favorite right now?
Yeah, Danaher for sure. Danaher, I like watching the Mendez Bros. I'm watching them right now as well. But mainly I've been nerding out a lot on John Danaher, like a lot for the past year.
I think he's really going down right now as far as in this era, like the go of kind of like jiu-jitsu philosophy, the one of the modern great minds of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Right. And I think every era will produce a different kind of that level coach, but I think right now he has so much to offer, and because he's basically putting out all these instructionals and helping everyone evolve their game. It's basically making the evolution of jiu-jitsu kind of speed up, I feel like.
100%. I mean, I guess he was a professor like once upon a time, and his teaching style has made learning so easy for a lot of people.
That's right.
But it's kind of like it's weird, because I've talked to a lot of people and they're like, I can't watch John Danaher. Mm-hmm. Like, he's so boring. You know, he's got the most like, he's not. I don't think he's monotone, but people,
he has like a very academic approach.
It feels exactly.
Like you're in a lecture hall.
You're in a lecture hall. Yeah, and it's like you're in school again, and that's exactly how it is. But it's, I'm someone who was basically diagnosed ADHD my whole life, so there needs to be something that makes it click for me to listen and pay attention. But the way he describes it, even though his voice may sound like he's teaching at a lecture hall, his approach towards teaching, his principle and concept approach towards teaching, has made it so easy for me to understand. And learning that methodology of teaching has really helped me kind of with my own teaching as well. So I've been really kind of taking those concepts and those ideas and transferring it over to teaching my students to help them learn a little bit easier. So
there's something really interesting in even what you're explaining right now, because and we always say this, right? Well, there's always the word that people throw around in jiu-jitsu. It's your jiu-jitsu journey, right? And other people will go like, dude, this sounds like a cult, Mm-hmm. And what we really mean is that everybody, and notice what you're saying right now, it's all about what you're developing, how you're adding different things that you're learning to your game, and you're constantly evolving. You just said you've been off the mat because of injuries, because of different circumstances that you've been faced with, but you're continuing to evolve and become a better martial artist in a different way, right? Maybe you might have wanted to at any given point, oh, this is my year, I'm gonna really start competing and get after it, but something comes up.
Always, yeah.
It's always something, right?
Yeah, these past 2 years have been kind of unfortunate for me with that. But I've noticed, even though I haven't been honestly training and competing as consistently as I wanted to, I feel like I've gotten much better. And I've only been watching instructionals since COVID. Basically since COVID. I was always learning from my professor and, training hard and learning from that, from, of course, my coach. But yeah, even though I haven't been training, it's just doing my own studying has really changed my game.
And it's crazy.
Changed my game.
It's crazy because I've seen it. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We're like, we've seen you come back recently, and we're like, holy crap! How is he doing this to high level guys? And it's really bananas because me and Eduardo watch you train at Checkman headquarters, and we're just like, didn't you just barely get back on the mat? Like, where's all this coming from? And it just goes to show when you train your mind, you can still make progress.
100%. Yeah, I didn't realize that until basically recently, these past 2 years. Like I said, since I've been off the mat but studying, you can always train your mind. Always train your mind to push further. Even though we're doing a physical sport that's demanding you to be in full contact with somebody, always being physical with a partner, you could still learn just from watching jiu-jitsu. Now, I kind of think differently in terms of if you're a beginner. Yes, you can still learn, but I think it's really important if you're a brand new jiu-jitsu student to focus on learning more in the classroom.
Yeah,
that
totally.
way you can ask questions.
You need that prerequisite reference to the position, what it feels like to be on bottom mount or side control, or actually have or else you would just think it's just as easy as standing up and getting somebody off of you, right?
Yeah.
But you know what you're saying, it actually has proven to be a thing, because I've had parents who haven't been trained jiu-jitsu ever, and they just been sitting in those parent chairs watching their kids train maybe for 6 months or maybe for a year, and it just seems like they really skip to the front of the line.
Yeah,
you watch them.
I know who you're talking about too.
And we had more than one, actually a couple parents that actually started training recently, and they understand the position because they've been sitting, but they've been paying attention, and they've been like, they've been taking notes in their mind. I don't know, maybe actually on their iPhones. I don't know what they're actually doing on those phones while they're in the middle of class, but it's really incredible because some of these parents really hit the ground running.
Yeah. But I like what you said there before that, even before being the parents being visual. You said feeling. So that's what you need to get used to. I think most people need to get used to that feeling of being with the partner and learning the positions and feeling what actually works and what doesn't. And that way, once you kind of get that full understanding, then it's much easier to watch instructionals and learn specific instructionals. But then again, that's a great example. Like if someone's sitting watching jiu-jitsu and, maybe the parents aren't even actually paying attention to the techniques, like specifically, but because they understand how the game works, they're going to the competitions, they understand that passing the legs gives you 3 points. They understand the controls just from watching. That gives them a head start, and I think that's great for beginners to actually learn to watch matches. Just watch matches and just see how people move and what the point of the game really is, right? That way they don't specifically learn by watching what positions or what techniques they're doing, because for beginners they have to ask questions. If they're trying to go deep into detail with the techniques, they're going to skip some steps, they're going to make it look sloppy. But at least if they get the fundamental idea of how jiu-jitsu kind of works, I think that's a great place to kind of start for beginners to learn.
I think that's really helpful too, because you actually touched on something that I always think about, where it's like, if you look at something, if you're a beginner and you come into jiu-jitsu, and this is what I think is the toughest thing about starting any journey like this, any martial arts or whatever the case is, on any given day, you're looking at the elephant really up close, right? Like you come into the class and you can't see the elephant for what it is, right? You're just really close up to it, and all you see is the eye, right? But if you really stand back and you actually observe it, then you see all the parts of it, right? Which people that have been around jiu-jitsu, even just observing, get a really good opportunity to do, because they're looking, ooh, there's a takedown. And after the takedown, we're typically trying to pass the guard, and then we're trying to get to a good position and secure it, and then position before submission, and then now I'm looking to isolate a limb, and then from there I could win the match, right? So it's something, versus when we just start off, it's really the most difficult hurdle for new people is that you come in and then you just start looking at all these abstract pieces, and you don't start looking at the whole thing. But it's the way it is. It is the way it is, and this is the best that we have right now, until Neuralink actually figures out a way to implant a jiu-jitsu link in our brains, which might
get you straight to black belt on your first day.
That'd be rad, but it'd be
not really. I'd be scared.
Imagine all the people, all the guinea pigs, though.
Oh,
they don't get it right. Maybe wires get crossed.
I hope so. Because we worked our asses off to get to this point. I don't want that happening.
So.
I don't want that happening, bro.
It might happen though. Actually, think about that. So there'll actually be like a distinct difference, right? It'll be like, oh, are you a natty? Are you natty?
Yeah. That's gonna be the new natty.
That's gonna be the new natty
thing.
Did you upload or download the jiu-jitsu that you know, or did you actually work?
Did you actually learn it? Did you actually go to class and learn it?
Yeah, and then we'll segregate those. They're like, oh no, that guy's worse than the guys that do steroids. That guy's like downloaded.
Exactly. Yeah, there's gonna be separate teams, separate even competition divisions for that. That's not fair.
And then what happens in that scenario, right? It ends up being like, ooh, that guy just had the ADCC seminar download. That guy's super dangerous.
They're gonna be selling the downloads and
it'd be like super premiums. You get it like through an NFT.
Yeah.
You get your like super exclusive members only NFT that gets you access to like the Tom the Blast download or the
content.
The Mendes brother selling like $15,000 a pop just for the armbar masterclass download into the ring.
Oh man,
I'm excited. I don't know if you could tell.
Yeah, I know you are. I'm not. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of that shit.
I'm all about the future. I'm a progressive, non-natty, jiu-jitsu minded. Let's go, Elon Musk is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's get it work.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but man, I don't know. It's so scary.
I know.
That stuff scares me.
It just took me a long time to get a black belt. Everything took way too long. Took way too long. Took over 11 years. And not gonna lie, if I could cut
just
that
11
corner,
years? That's it?
Just well, here's the thing.
Sorry, I was thinking. Hold on. Okay, you've been training. Okay, you're training more than 11 years. Sorry, more than 11 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm almost 15 now,
right.
but
that's right.
It took me over 11 years to get my black belt. I was like on that extra long. No, it takes some people a really long time. And
for sure.
I think as an adult, so I started when I was 21. So as an adult, it's a lot of on and off again, right? Nobody just powers through unless like you have an amazing kind of like opportunity in life. And this does happen where people can just put all their priorities aside, which it's good and bad. You know, some people go all in jiu-jitsu for the early part of their career, you know, but that definitely wasn't me. There's other things I want to do in life. Then actually the things that I took the time to do at that when I was in my mid-20s are now serving me well now, you know. So there's a lot of skill sets I built up that actually support what we do here at Academy. So I'm really grateful for that long journey. It really put that chip on my shoulder as well when I was a 10-year student that didn't have a black belt yet, to really beat everybody's ass that I could, you know, because I was just like, oh, he's a black belt, but I could beat him. You know, I really had a chip on my shoulder. I wasn't like...
Well, you were beating all the black belts' asses when you were brown, probably even purple belt too.
Yeah, I was definitely going after black belts as soon as I could, you know, be in contention for black belt tiers. I was going after them.
Yeah, this guy pissed me off the first time I rolled. I'm not gonna lie. I remember he caught me with his. I don't even know if I should say your secret technique.
Do it.
Yeah,
let them know.
Bottom half guard kimura.
Yeah.
That one technique that you never ever see coming. He didn't. I mean, he catches everybody with that, but I didn't know that at the time. So it took me a while to like learn to avoid that. To now, it's like I don't remember the last time you got me. You got
really good at seeing it coming now.
Yeah, I don't jump. I
had to change my game completely with you.
Well, that's because I avoid your half guard, but now I'm like I gotta face your half guard now when I get back on the mat. But yeah, that pissed me off a lot. And not only that, but the bottom half guard Bravo choke too. Yeah, that one too. That one also pissed me off.
Yeah, I frustrate a lot of people with that. And that's like my game. Just have a very frustrating game.
And he was a brown belt too, and I was the black belt.
Yeah,
I don't know if I was my first degree yet, but yeah. Regardless, it was just like, God damn it.
Yeah, and that makes me feel so joyous inside.
No, it does, dude. And yeah,
I'm always so happy. Every time I frustrate somebody or kind of have them fall into my web of entanglements, whether my Bravo choke, wrong side. So I call it the wrong side Kimura, the first Kimura you're referencing, because the traditional way to do a Kimura is from bottom half is if you have the Kimura on one side, you attack the opposite side arm. But my thing is, and you could tell from the videos I put out there, if you actually look at it, I attack the near side. Now how I do that, you'll have to check out in class, okay guys? But and it's funny because people will ask me, like black belts will ask me, like, hey, how do you do that? And that's one of my moves where I'm just like, what are you gonna train me for it?
Yeah, right.
What are you gonna train?
Yeah.
It's like the one move that nobody taught me, that I just developed and discovered on my own, and I do it in a way that I haven't seen replicated. So it's one of those where I take complete ownership of it right now, and I haven't seen anyone do it. So I'm very with that, I play very close to the vest. Everything else I'll share with everybody, open book about it. But this technique is special to me, and I share it only with my students.
Yeah, and like you said, you're the only one that does it.
Yeah,
I've never seen anybody do it at a high level. Yeah, it's a good technique.
And any black belts that I train with that are watching, they're like,
yeah.
They're like, show us the move.
Because it's that one thing you don't expect getting submitted on top half guard. Nobody does submissions from bottom half guard. Rarely. Maybe like some kind of
cross choke,
electric chair, whatever, some kind of leg attack, right?
But to always be in a moment's notice, like able to finish someone, because it is that kind of thing. And I could put videos up here maybe or something like that. But it's always that thing where it's always like my get out of jail free card, where I've been in really bad position, losing couple points, and the match is almost over. I have 30 seconds left, and boom, I'm able to connect to it. And you got to have one of those get out of jail free cards. And overall, I like the idea of being a finisher with submissions rather than trying to win by points. I know how to do that too. But overall, I like being able to finish the match at any moment. So that's what I try to develop in our students as well. Finish. We start with positional dominant, but we're always hunting finishes.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. I mean, that's kind of what the grandmasters emphasized, right? Was to finish the fight every time. But unfortunately, jiu-jitsu's kind of gone towards the path of, I guess, least resistance. I guess you could say. In some rule sets. I mean, I get it. It's because of I think it's mostly the tournament's fault for organizing the rules the way they are, like giving advantages and whatnot. So people take less risks, making a 10-minute match, being more conservative, especially at the black belt level.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it doesn't really.
I'm not a fan of the 10-minute match
with advantages.
It should be faster paced. People should just push it as hard as you can, and we shouldn't, feel bored at any point watching two high-level black belts compete.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be bored by that.
Yeah, and I mean, we know that there's rule sets that make it exciting. I think a lot of it does depend on the rules, Again, advantage is not my favorite because people can go for a sweep and get their partner on top on their butt for a split second, but they come back up, it's an advantage. It's nothing, right?
Yeah.
It makes boring fights, but it doesn't emphasize the fact that it doesn't push people to go for submissions, right?
Right. And there's other exciting things in matches that we love to see. We love to see takedowns. We definitely favor, from just an observational perspective, a takedown versus a guard pull. No one ever said, dude, check out this awesome guard pull. No one's ever said that, right? There isn't an Instagram channel where it's just like, most awesome guard pulls.
That's where you see like most leg breaks from a guard pull.
Yeah, that's like the highlight.
That's the highlight.
That's the highlight, right?
Yeah.
That's
the guard pulling highlight.
If anything, this should be like a -1 kind of deal for a guard pull. I'm very like.
I agree, man.
I think it's not like it doesn't serve the sport as much as especially like jumping close guard. Jumping close guard should maybe be -2 points.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I also like to jump close guard. I
get it. I get it. The game is the game.
It is the game. Yeah.
No. Don't hate the player. Hit the game.
But I wouldn't be mad if they gave you a penalty for it, personally.
Because there's catastrophic injury.
Yeah.
That happens from that. People, jumping and landing on people's knees, and then from there it's just like that's like basic. I don't know. It's just like, why don't we just start there from the close guard? You know, and if jiu-jitsu is supposed to be somewhat relative, and the way I think about this is like how you teach people to fight in a self-defense, have a self-defense sort of protocol for it, you know, to jump close guard. It's just not that safe for you to really even do.
It's not that realistic.
You know, if someone jumped close guard on me in a street fight, I just go Rampage Jackson on them.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know? But I think we gotta evolve. I think we gotta evolve out of where things have been, and I'm always trying to advocate. I've talked to many head referees and been like, takedowns should be worth 3 points, don't you think? Don't you think? You know, and they just look at me like, oh no, I beat JJF.
Yeah.
And I was
I beat JJF.
I was just like, come on, man. Like, takedowns especially should be worth 3 points. How are takedowns worth as much as the Neon Valley?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, you take
ridiculous.
absolutely very little risk to actually come up to a Neon Valley position and hold it, and you take so much risk, especially at the black belt level. In order to take down another black belt, you have to have had avoided a Dars, a guillotine, a kimura trap, like a counter. There's just so many things at once, especially like white belts. Okay, sure, 2 points, because white belt just fall down. You kind of pick up the leg. People, when they're brand new, they don't have good balance. They don't have good counters. By the time you've gotten up the ranks, and like every time I'm really trying to get good at my takedowns, I practice it in the room against all the tough black belts I could train with. And even on my best day, train with high level black belts, when my takedowns are dialed in, I'm probably, out of 10 times trying to take down, I'm probably succeeding like 4 times and getting guillotined or darsed or my neck really cranked.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah.
You know, it's not worth it. You know, for 2 points, it's not worth it.
It's not. Yeah, that's why people pull guard. I always thought what would be a cool rule set. I've never seen anybody do it. This is just that came to my brain. If we only scored for takedowns and submission attempts.
Ooh.
I thought about that like a couple years ago. I'm like, that would be an entertaining fight.
It would be an entertaining
and
fight.
penalizing guard pulls. Guard pulls. Right?
Man, we could do it in here.
Dude,
we could do it in here. We could do like a super fight.
Super fight, guard pulls penalized, takedowns worth 1 or 2 points, submission attempt 2-3 points. Whatever.
There's all these there's different organizations coming up right now adjusting their own rule sets. You know, I like the finishers only. Those guys are doing amazing stuff. We could definitely create like a different style of super fight where it's just like, all right, your idea, the Mateo rules.
I think that's a pretty good rule set. I don't know. I mean,
takedowns,
score, submission attempts,
and submission attempts.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going for submissions and somebody's scrambling out of it, I think they're trying to finish. I think that should be worth something.
Those get tricky though, because some guys really solid.
So you got to be a good.
That was like a lot of it's subject to interpretation.
Yeah, you got to read. You got to read poker faces. Pretty well.
Yeah, so you got to kind of know what you're looking at.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think that would be. I love watching good transitions too. Like, I love to see somebody take the back really nicely. I love to see, someone pass the guard, get a nice sweep too. But I mean, I think that just comes with jiu-jitsu. I mean, if you're going to go if it's just submissions and takedowns, you're still going to see guard passes. You're still going to see sweeps, etc. Back takes, because all the best submissions are from those positions. When you pass, when you get on top and sweep, you can go for leg locks, etc. So I don't know, maybe one day.
Yeah.
One day we'll.
Man, I can't wait to see you get back to competing again, and hopefully all the stars line up. You start training hard again. Back in the room, and I check my headquarters with us. I know you train, as much as you can with the students when everything lines up. But I wanted to just touch base one last thing. So again, guys, we have classes here now, Monday and Wednesday, that Mateo is teaching at 7:15. Those classes are for student white belt, adult students 2 stripe and up, and our teens gray belt and up. Okay, so just come by, train, guys. We're going deep down the rabbit hole. I'm even thinking about maybe changing the name of that class, like into the wormhole or something like that. But
yeah, we're going into some deep wormholes, guys.
it's pretty much what it is. It's just extra time into going specifically down into like the area of study. So it's not like the other classes are fundamental just for beginners. It's fundamental. It's all levels fundamentals in the other program. This class is just a class where you could go super nerd.
Yeah, we go into a bunch of different options. We'll go over couple things in the 1 hour classes. This one we're going to go over a couple things plus another couple things plus another couple things, so we can definitely extend a lot of time into one specific position and just really dial down that one position so everybody gets a good understanding of that area, right? Of course, because with 1 hour we're kind of limited with that time. It's hard to do all that, plus we want to add the sparring. But yeah, hour and a half, sometimes we'll go over time, get a lot more time learning, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, guys, so come down and train. If not, in here at the other academy, if you're a parent of one of those students, I hope that's on the mat and you're watching, I hope this triggered you to maybe get started, try a class, get on the mat, see what it's about, see if you can start connecting the pieces and inspire someone else to do the same. All right, so Mateo, awesome talking to you, brother, and I'll see you on the mats. All right, everybody, see you guys next time.
See ya.